Hello, squirrels! Today's guest on Blind Squirrel Talk, famous in a small town, is Bill Mcleish, volunteer extraordinaire. You will see Bill all over Maysville, Georgia, sharing his time and talents with anyone who needs a hand. His love for Maysville is evident in his giving spirit and seemingly endless work to beautify the city. He's cooked for presidents, personalities, and regular people, too. And if you've ever been lucky enough to sample his creations, you know he is one of a kind. We're so excited for you to meet Bill Mcleish.
Also, don't forget to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Blind Squirrel Talk and on X at Blind Squirrel PC. If you enjoy the show, please remember to leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Plus, if you write us a review there or leave us a comment on Spotify or YouTube, we'll read it out on a future episode of the show.
Everybody, welcome back. It's time for another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk, where we're talking about famous in a small town. I'm Lulu.
I'm Kim.
I'm Bill.
Yay! We got Bill Mcleish here. We're so glad to have you. Thanks for coming.
I enjoy being here.
Well, we're glad, and we're going to make sure you stay in Maysville. We're going to keep you here. So just to give us a little bit of background, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up in our sleepy town of Maysville, Georgia.
Well, we were out looking for a new property. We were going to sell our house in Cumming, Georgia. And once a week, we would go to a small city and we would just look and see if it was something we wanted to be a part of. And then one day, we had to get back to Jefferson from my grandson's football, and we just happened to come through Maysville, and we fell in love with it the moment we saw it, and so we put our house on the market, and we sold our house, and we said we're going back, so we hired a gentleman to find a house for us. First two we didn't like, too much work. Third house, the front door sold us. A beautiful homemade door frame on it.
You do have the best front door in Maysville.
You do, you do.
And we walked in and we negotiated and we bought the house. Built in 1883. We just love it. It has an acre of land, exactly what I wanted in the amount of land. And then we started to get engaged with folks in town, and it was just amazing. I mean, we were there for maybe six months, and people across the street came over and invited us to come over to their house because they were going to have a get-together, and so we did. And then after that, it was at Christmas time. They were going to go out and do caroling. So we did that, and we got to know more and more and more people. Folks like Kim and Lulu and Lee, we just fell in love with it. And so here we stand today. So,
Did you and your wife get involved with the Downtown Development Authority? Tell us about that.
we sure did. We were very interested. One of the reasons why I wanted to buy the house here is it looked like there was projects that I could get in and be a part of and bring our city back alive again. I even ran for mayor this past year and lost by 4 votes, but I can still do things and get things done and accomplished, and so we've just loved it. We've gotten to know so many people in this town, and they're all so friendly and giving, and so we're here to stay.
Good.
So,
Good.
Well, one thing I want to know about, you're a great chef, a wonderful chef, and whenever I see him, I'm like, does he have cookies with him? Does he have brownies with him? So tell us about that and how that came to be.
Well, it's kind of a funny thing. My wife and I both retired, and one day I just looked up in the sky and I talked to God, and I said, you got me through a lot of tough times in my life. Now it's my turn to return doing things for you. And so it was just amazing. The next day, somebody came up to me and asked me if I could help fix her car. So I said,
Be
sure.
careful what you ask for.
But I have to say, just about every single day, something comes up. And I'm so glad that I can do those things. I've had a little bit of surgery lately, so I'm kind of on my on a hiatus right now, but I'll be back. And
That was God's way of making you slow down.
it was. But I cheat. I go in our little doctor's office and get things done. Nobody can see me doing it.
Oops.
But it's just a gift that the good Lord has bestowed on me, and it's just been wonderful. People have been through hard times. I'll be there, just tell me if you've got something you need or want, or something fixed. My wife got me a hat, said, I fix things.
So true.
And so I just love it. It's just who I want to be, and so this town has befriended me to be able to do that. So,
What are some of the things you'd like to see improved or changed in Maysville?
we have to somehow find a way to connect people to people. Mm-hmm. That's the number one. We want to know what they're thinking. We want to know what they want. Now, we can't do everything, but if there's some things that are strategic of keeping our city the way it is now, then I'm all for it. You can't just say, we don't want anything to change, because the way our temperatures are, our windstorms are, all of those kind of things are going to tear down buildings and or knock down buildings that the people that own them are not doing anything to preserve them. So my goal is to find all the buildings in our downtown historic district and get them to start putting money in, putting their own self into, and getting these buildings restored, and get more business in our town, get some really neat shops in town where in a 100-mile radius nobody has those items, and they're really cool items that people want to come to our town and our city and shop here. We have to find ways to have more restaurants, so let's give them a chance to build, and then we can look for more, and then let them build, and then we'll get another one. And then there's new things that we're looking at that hopefully will come to fruition here soon. And so we love it here. Have great friends like Kim and Lulu, just wonderful.
Well, we certainly appreciate all you do, and we can't imagine Maysville without you.
There's so many times you drive through town and you, I may not even know the person who lives in the house, but there's Bill cutting a bush, putting up a front door. I mean, mowing a lawn for somebody.
Right.
I mean, I've seen you in the heat of summer, just mowing people's lawns just because they can't or don't. And remember when the barbecue restaurant had to have a cement pad? Who was out there?
And a lean-to above the smoker.
Yeah, that too.
Always count on Bill.
And that was the most amazing thing, because I got to know a guy that had that cut trees down and made wood slats out of them, and he had to leave his property, and he gave me all of his wood. He gave me all of the metal on top. Another gentleman here in town, he's in the business, he bought me some metal. It didn't cost. The only thing it cost was the cement, and that was a couple $100, and that was it. And he had 4x4s he'd let me have. The roof panels he gave me were exactly the right length and the exact amount that I needed to put the roof on. So
Go figure.
That's the good Lord asked me to do something with his goods,
Yeah.
And so
Speaking of the good Lord, where do you go to church, Bill?
we go to Presbyterian Church up in Commerce.
What's a typical day in Maysville like for you?
There is no typical day in Maysville. Every day is different. But I'm down at City Hall a lot and asking them for different literature that's been written that might help me or the DDA or somebody else be successful in doing something here in town. It just, I don't know each day. I get up and I say, okay, what am I going to do today? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Somebody calls me and says, hey, I need this. I say, okay, I'll be right over. Recently we had a elderly woman fall and hurt herself, and she broke her hip, and it didn't seem like anybody could help them. So I took her daughter over to see her every day.
Aw.
And we bought cookies and
Of
brownies.
course. And I heard a coconut cake. I heard you made a coconut cake for her birthday.
Susan made a coconut cake for her birthday. So we went down. It was the day she got home from the hospital, and she even blew out all the candles.
Did she really?
At 94.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of your beautiful wife, I hear she's planting flowers at City Hall today.
Well,
You two are amazing.
She's going to go and buy them, and she's talking to our clerk to see what they want in there, and she's going to get it done. She's got a green thumb, 2 green thumbs, one for our house and one for other. But it's, we all have to work together. We all have to say, I don't really want to do this, but I have the skills to do it. I know I should do it. And then you have to do it. It's just the way it is. You don't say you're going to do it and then walk away from it. Do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where sometimes we lack is, we've got wonderful people that do a lot of things in this town. But
Follow through is key.
Yeah. It's the follow through. It's getting it done. And you can say, I did it, and that will get other people going and doing, and you'll be talking to them and tell them what you did. Okay, what can they do? Ask them. Hey, you've got this skill. Come help us, and just keep that growing and growing and growing, and we'll be a great city for a long time.
What do you think about our beautiful city park? Because I see you down there walking sometimes.
It's a great place. I think it needs some expansion. I think it needs some courts, some basketball courts, some tennis courts. Have a real walking path for people. I go up the driveway sometime, and they're gravel, and if we could somehow make it, and don't put concrete in, put asphalt in, so it's soft on people's legs and their joints and all. But and I love to see some sports down there, some kids sports.
Soccer field.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? And that'd be a great draw, too. It really would.
We could rent it out to the communities for practice or games.
Yeah.
We could have a soccer/football field, like you said, tennis courts possibly.
Yeah.
Pickleball, that seems to be the rage.
That's a new thing. Yeah, that'd be great to have. That would draw people here.
But that park, we're really only utilizing about 1/3 of the acreage there.
I got you.
So everything behind could be fields.
It takes the whole city to make us successful. It's not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people. It takes the whole city. Every single person in this city has something they can bring to the plate.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking for. Come visit us, and then come be with us, and then come and sell with us. We'd love to have you all.
Yeah, because, Maysville is a beautiful place. We all love it.
It is.
We're like any small town. You got your ups, you got your downs, you have your problems, but we seem to get them fixed somehow. but like Bill said, if we could just all come together as a community, it'd be utopia. Is that the word? Utopia?
Yes.
It'd be a little paradise. It'd be our own little Maysbury.
One of my dreams of being the mayor was to, we don't do a lot of things. I mean, I love the new city park, and that has a lot of good things that can happen there. But we also have a veterans park, and we don't do anything really to honor our veterans. I would love to have a row of tables, maybe 20 tables and chairs, and we have a potluck, and everybody brings something. And then you go to a table that you don't know them, and you start talking to them, and you start finding out about the people. You don't know who you're going to meet and who might be a great person in your life. So that was, I think, my number one thing I wanted to do to start with.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
We can still do that.
We need more of that in this day and age. I mean,
Yeah, like Dr. Bob says, we need more front porch talking.
Yeah.
We do, we do. Well, Bill, thank you so much for being with us today.
we appreciate all you do and your time.
And everything Susan does too.
Well,
Yeah.
you folks do a
Behind-
tremendous amount too, and so I'm very thankful for both of you.
Oh,
So,
Like we said, behind every great man, there's probably a good woman somewhere. She is.
no,
She
if there's
is.
a good man, there's a good woman. I grew up with 4 sisters, so
And you survived. Then you can survive here. Yeah, you'll do just fine if you can do that.
I had training, early training. Yeah.
no wonder we like you, Bill.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in again today. Tune in again for another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.